Hello and welcome back to Tommy's Top Picks Weekly Roundup Podcast, episode 99. I'm your host, Tommy, joined by John.
How is it going?
Next
Holy
week's
crap.
100.
I was going to say, when are we going to do that? It's Thanksgiving next week.
Yeah.
We got to get that scheduled.
It's not like, it's like, oh yeah, we'll take off for the 100th. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yep, and we'll figure it out and let you guys know.
Yeah. Follow us on Twitter. I guess I'll say something there about it. But yeah, Worlds happened.
Yeah, it was epic. I have to say, I've watched a lot of live streamed Flesh and Blood since the beginning of the game. Pretty much, even when I was at Pro Tour, I was watching the stream on my phone back at our Airbnb, if you remember. Yeah. So I've watched a bunch, and this is by far the best. They did a fantastic job, short of a few internet hiccups, which is not anything anyone can control. It was fantastic, very well. What do they call it? Casted, the people that speak about what's happening. Really good job to all the people who did that. They really did bring their A game, knew the ins and outs, really brought some color to what was happening in front of us. The demonstration and the judges helping to keep the tokens in place and stuff so you could see what was going on. Fantastic. Like, it's just, they took it to the next level, which is fantastic. A lot of fun to watch. Really enjoyed it. I was literally like screaming in my seat and like pounding my desk. So I haven't had that experience at a Fab watch situation in the past. So it was good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you get to watch any of it at all?
I did not. I was at a comic convention this weekend.
Oh, right. That's right. How was that?
It was fine. I got to meet Ming from the Comic Book Men. He was very nice. And I watched, and it ended with a like backyard wrestling event in the back of. So the convention was in an old Sears building. And next to a mall in Delaware. Called Blue Hen Comic Con or something. It was fine. We were at a booth selling comics, and then there was really weird wrestling after.
Okay.
I've never seen wrestling in person. Probably won't ever again.
Well, now you know what it looks like. There you go.
Yes, it was fine. It was fine.
All right, moving on. Back to Flesh and Blood.
Yeah. So that's just why I didn't see any of it, because I was
you were busy doing vendor stuff, which is good. I get you. It was fantastic. So you didn't get to see it. What do you want to know? You get to ask me questions this week. Usually I ask you questions about things. I only saw part of it, so I can't tell you everything, but I did see a lot of it.
So Wi-Fi, how did this
yeah, fantastic, crazy Alexander. I can't say his last name. They said it on the stream, and it rolls the R, and I'm a white boy that can't roll R's. Argrio, something like that. I don't know. Sorry, apologize. Can't pronounce it. He came from behind. He was definitely the wild card, unexpected, 8th seed. Came in and basically, I guess, just was a bluer ninja than usual. That's my understanding. He had a heavier blue deck. Clearly has done the reps. This guy, apparently his biggest win to date was a ProQuest.
Dang.
Yeah. This is it. Like I said, this was the wild card. His ranking was over 364, 3 or something like that before today. He's now the world champion.
Yeah.
His first fight was against Yuki. She in the top eight. Yeah, in the top 8, obviously. She did as good a job as I think she could have. He pulled fire. Like, the announcers were even talking about, oh my God, he's like pulling exactly what he needs as he needs it. When he needed a blue, there was a blue, which his deck is favored to do that, but still, it was always there. And then when he needed all gas, no brakes, just a straight red hand, he had an all gas, no brakes, straight red hand, and kept the pressure on the entire match. Yuki drew some difficult hands and had some, deck problems that happened with Icelander, and ended up losing ultimately at the very end. It was still a close fight. It was still kind of like within murder range, so it wasn't a done deal until it was done. But yeah, intense fight. Then he went on to fight Dromai. I barely saw this; I only saw part of it, and he did a really good job against that. I think that's a favored one, right? Because you got the multi-pope ninja, stabby stab, all the dragons and stuff. He used Shuko very effectively to shut down Yindarai, I believe, is it, because you can't prevent damage if you use that thing. Yeah. And took it out pretty handily. I don't know Dromai well enough to say if that was a good play or bad play. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they did a really good job. I assume they're in the top 8. They probably did a really good job, and it came down to it and just pulled it off. And then the last was against Xing Sang, who was definitely favored into the matchup, 3rd seed, going into the top 8. Really has some reps and whatever. I don't know what his most recent big win is, but I think he's in the top like 50 or something like that in the world. So he's up there, right? That was a crazy fight. To the very last hand, it was like, is Icelander going to win this thing? It was nutso. It was so good. So I would definitely recommend going back and watching the final if you haven't watched anything else, because that was a fun thing to watch. But yeah, he pulled it off and just got there. Xing Sang didn't get the pieces out. I guess he doesn't go combo into fight. He tries to do damage reduction and then hitbacks with certain things, and it did not mesh right. And Fi ended up as the world champion. Alexandros, however you say his last name, very, very cool. Won the full 100,000, I believe it was the prize for it. It was intense to watch. I did see a couple of the other games. The Dash player, Easton Douglas, against Xing Sang was fun to watch. Seemed pretty managed, like Xing Sang. It looked like it was very disciplined play. Like, he knew what he was doing. He knew his game plan, and he executed it with pure discipline. That's how it looked. Whereas Easton was definitely shaky here and there. Like, I think there's a few missed triggers and things like that. You know, just stuff that happens after you've been playing so long. But definitely, I think felt shaky at that fight, and did his best. Got the pew-pews going real early, so was able to pistol the whole game. But the game plan came together to get Xing Sang into that finals, and finally got the 3 Frost Hexes, 3 E-Pots, and an Insidious out, and did like 30 plus damage in one turn. Just finished the game like exactly as was planned. You know what I mean? Like, that's the goal the whole time. You got to survive and get there, and he got there. I did not see the Katsu play, which I'm a little sad about, because I was shocked and pleased, honestly, that Katsu is in the top 8. 3 ninjas made it to the top. Crazy. 2 Dash, 1 Dromai, and 2 Icelanders, right? And the rest of the games I did not see, but it was intense. It was a lot of fun to watch. And like I said, the announcers did a fantastic job in seeing it. You really got a better feel for what was going on because of their depth of knowledge, which I really appreciate, because that's gone up a level, definitely. I wouldn't say like the last one was way worse or whatever, because it's just incremental improvements every time. It was just a lot of fun to listen to. Yeah. I mean, it's like, I don't know what it is, but something about it when you get there, you get the right announcer, you get hyped. You know what I mean? I don't know how else to describe it, but that's what it was. Just the way they were talking about things, the details they were able to pull out that you may not know off the top of your head, things like that. And it was just intense and fun, and it was just unbelievably good to watch. So well done, LSS. That was a lot of fun. I don't think I will miss a Worlds going forward. I will try to watch all of them because it is a lot of fun to watch. So. So Fi went from, I think, 400 or something points to 700 and something. Now 2nd place in Living Legends. Greece took Worlds from the USA. 2 USA people got in. They were both on Dash. They did not even make it. Well, I guess Easton Douglas made it to the semifinals? Is that what it is? Yeah, semifinals. So that was pretty good. But Hong Kong was up there. I think they had the most representation in the top something or another. They tweeted it out. I can't remember what it was, but they had some. They were highly represented in the, I don't know, top 20, whatever it is they were using as the metric. So Hong Kong has come to the world stage, kicking butt and taking names. And then Sing Sang was the person who got to the finals too. So all the way to the finals. And Greece was just a surprise. Apparently, Alexandros does have a team. I feel like anyone in the top 8 has a team.
Yeah.
And they were very happy to see the win. They were screaming and losing it, which is awesome. Cool. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I can't say enough how fun it was. They did a good job with it.
I'm going to go back and watch it.
Yeah, definitely that last match. That one was just so much. That was so good. So good. Yeah. So that was that. Definitely interesting meta, right? I mean, that's a pretty good mix.
Not what I would have expected.
Not at all, right? Was it 5 different heroes? Yeah, 5 different heroes, out of the 8 slots. We were talking about the odds of being a top player and getting into the top 8 in the Discord a little bit. And I wanted to see the math. So I went and looked at everyone's records in their history, their play history and such, as I was looking at it. 2 out of the 8, maybe 3, because one of them was not popping up with the name that's shown on the LSS site in the rank tracker. Or maybe they just have no ELO points, which is possible. I don't know. I couldn't find them at all. So 2 out of the 8 had pretty high scores. I think their ELO was like 300 or 500 or something like that, like pretty far up there. Everyone else was in basically the top 50. I think someone was 56. And then everyone else was below that. So yes, top players do get there disproportionately, as you would expect, but there's room and there's wild cards and there's people that can do the work and get there, from behind, quote unquote. So it's not just the top players, tournament, if you will. Very cool though to see, with the structure of the invitational. I mean, Worlds, just to get in, you have to be a pretty good player, have 1 or 2 different ways of getting in there, right? And then Worlds itself is a whole different ball game. I'm blown away that Alexandros won it. Definitely came in not as the favorite, not expected to win, and took it. It's just so cool to see that like kind of underdog story. I mean, we're talking the top players, year after year sort of thing, and he came in and took it. It's just crazy. And on Phi, it was just so unexpected. Yeah, like Phi is not favored into Icelander at all, and he took 2. He took 2 down.
I don't know. Maybe this version is now. Maybe there's a version of the
he clearly tuned for it. Like he was confident and competent. I mean, he knew. Like he even said in the exit interview, afterwards, he's like, even to that last turn, I didn't know if I won or if I was about to lose. Like he's like, I just didn't know. I because it's Icelander, the wizard things. You don't know, and if it's all there, like they can come out of when it looks like they're done for and just like slap you and be done. And he was within like kind of threat range both times. So, pretty crazy. But yeah, it's wild. Can't believe it. Figured it out. Figured out how to Phi Icelander in the face.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, so that was wild. That was a lot of fun to watch. I do want to say shout out to LSS. I really appreciate you taking our advice from the last big event. I'm glad that you guys are receiving feedback and implementing it, as suggested. The live blog page was a hell of a lot better this time than the last time. Not to say that it was terrible, but I couldn't find things. I remember the day of, I was looking for stuff. I couldn't figure out where the live feed was. I couldn't figure out where the social media details were and such. And so I had to like go around Twitter and find it from other people, rankings and all that stuff. This time on the live blog page, front and center, they have a big picture for the live stream. They have a big picture for the pairings, results, and standings. And then they have a big picture to go to social media to see like what's happening. Yeah. And then right at the top, they had the ladder for the top 8, and then the live blog was underneath. So it was very easy to find everything this time. And I used every single one of these links during that period. So thank you. Really made my life a lot easier as someone who cares about this stuff, wants to watch it, and, wants to create content around it. This makes it a lot better. So glad they listened to us.
Yeah, absolutely. It was definitely that.
It was definitely that. Absolutely. James White listens to our podcast every week. Didn't you know? Yeah, pretty crazy. Mm-hmm. What else? What else happened at that event? Anything else you wanted to talk about there?
Adult Kasai.
Yeah, that was day one, Thursday. Mm-hmm. The announcement. Adult Kasai with her army and coin generation. That's the thing.
So hyped. So hyped. I'm already brewing. I'm already thinking, how?
Now, she's a different Kasai.
Yes.
And we know there's a young and an adult because we saw the full art card pictures for it. So she'll get her full art Starvo treatment, which is cool.
The Marvel version, yep.
Okay, what else do we think is going to happen? That's the warrior, right? So we don't need any more warriors. So Brute and Guardian. So adult Valda?
I think no. It's what is it? If you go to the heavy hitters page, and where is it? Marketing. Is it? That's not it. Product
yeah, what
sheet.
do you
go to the product sheet?
Okay.
I think that's our Guardian. Below Kasai for the Pro Play 2024.
Key art? No, I can't find it. Whatever.
Product sheet.
Yeah, I'm in the heavy hitters thing. And it's talking about Queenstown and stuff. It doesn't actually have the product sheet in the article.
All the way down to the bottom. This product sheet.
No, it does not. Event details, top 10 things to do in Queensland, heavy hitter key art. I'm in the wrong area. It's fine. Tell me what you see.
There's this guy in golden armor, golden red armor. And it looks like a Guardian. Unless he's the Brute. But I don't think so.
Yeah, I doubt he's a Brute. So
I don't think it's Volta. I think it's going to be a new hero for Guardian. Then, so we know that there's going to be 1 Fable, 5 Legendaries, 40 Majestics, 67 Rares, 128 Commons, 15 Tokens, 10 Marvels.
Which at least 2 of those are the heroes.
Mm-hmm. And there is an expansion slot still.
Finally found the product sheets in a different article than the article about the actual release of the set.
And there will be 6 different heroes because there's going to be 6 different blitz decks.
Yeah, that Guardian definitely looks like he fits. Yeah. He's got gold falling all over him. I have a feeling there's a lot of gold shenanigans with this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so who? So then what? Reinar, or do we have a different Brute coming in?
I say we get a new Brute. I bet we get a new Brute.
Is it going to be the Giant? I would like a Giant. That would be cool.
Would be pretty cool. Because if we go to Savage Lands, we're probably going to get.
Well, exactly. We have another place to go and get Reinar stuff if we want.
And Reinar's going to be looking real scary because I thought he was kind of like a secret weapon threat right now. He kind of still is. But then getting cards from this, heavy hitters, and then a Savage Land set.
Yeah, if he gets 2 sets in a row, yeah, for sure. For sure. There was one other big announcement. There's a new format they're introducing. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, it's mentioned in the live blog for Thursday. I think it was announced. Shoot, I can't remember what it is, but it's like a death match, death match.
Yeah, is it like the UPF draft?
Is that what it is? I didn't get details. It's just mentioned briefly. So
yeah,
there's a UPF draft. That seems fun.
It is. I think it's like drafting heavy hitters, and then
UPF it, so it's like multi-party. That's fun. I like that. I'll give that a shot.
Yeah,
Seems
because
goofy.
Gary in the chat was like, "I'm so excited for this deathmatch format. Y'all aren't ready for how much UPF draft I'm going to force down your throats."
Well, there we go. That's the
yeah,
answer.
that's why I knew what it was.
Gotcha. Cool.
I don't know. I think that's going to be super cool, especially with all like the wager and the.
Yeah. I'm down for it. I'll definitely give it a shot. I don't know. It seems like another flavorful set. I love flavorful sets, so that's great. Looking forward to see what we get out of that one, but we got some time.
I think I'm going to. My strategy for this set is going to be buy
To play
every
Kasai
warrior
with everything. Yeah, I was about
buy
to say,
every warrior card in the highest rarity possible. Like basically day one. Not wait for the prices to drop because I can't. I want them.
I understand. I've been there. I know what it feels like for a set that it calls to you and you need it. You need it and you can't wait and there's no reason to wait. It's fine. I'm an adult. I can do what I want with my money.
I took bright lights off knowing something was coming. And then my thing came this set.
It is your thing. You have been begging for this. Yes. Again, they listen to us. I told you.
Since the beginning.
James,
I've been
James
like
White he's a big fan.
I predicted it. I called it every set, and this time it came true.
It finally came true. Broken clock, right? Twice a day.
I'm really excited. I think this is going to be super neat. Just because the way her card works, it's just I'm here for it. At first, I was a little concerned. I was like, "Oh no, it's not my Kasai," but it just seems fun because it's so. If you haven't seen, you have the 40 health, you have the 4 intellect, but if you've drawn a card this turn, your sword attacks cost 1 less this turn to activate.
It's only swords?
Yeah.
Okay. So no axe Kasai.
No, you got sabers. They cost 1, so now they're free. It's courage on a hero.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. And once per turn action, banish 2 red and 2 yellow cards from your graveyard. The next time a weapon you control hits this turn, create a gold token. Go again.
And then she's got her little minions with her.
Yep. Which are 3 attack, 2 life. Once per turn, 1 resource, attack, go again. They can only attack if you've attacked with a weapon this turn.
Which doesn't seem like a big barrier.
No, but they don't have Phantasm.
They also don't have go again. Oh, no, they do have go again.
Yeah, they do.
Okay. Yeah, so you can just attack with a bunch of cell swords.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty cool.
A mercenary ally. And it is a warrior token, so we're not going to be getting cell swords for the others.
Wow, you don't know that. They might have a different one for the other ones.
We're not.
This is like a big arena fight. It's a big arena fight.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it might be something else. Cell swords, brute cell sword, or whatever, you know.
And then we got a new Kasai specialization: raise an army. There's an additional cost to play this. Destroy X gold you control. Create X Centauri cell sword tokens.
Yeah, that's how you make them.
Yep.
So is that one in a deck, or can you have multiple of those? Okay, so it's not a legendary or whatever.
No.
Got it.
Just the Kasai specialization.
So that's gross. You can end up with a lot.
Uh-huh.
Although it
costs 0, go again, blocks 3.
What? Okay, so what in normal Kasai generates money? Is that the hero?
The on hit, yeah.
But it's the hero itself, right?
The hero that generates the copper, yeah.
Okay. So unless you're throwing in the like cash in and all those other money generating things, which I don't think any of them
takes money, it doesn't create money.
Well, whatever, the other one, you know what I'm talking about. Sell out or whatever.
Oh,
there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of different money creation coins out there, but they don't make gold.
No, correct.
So basically you're going to be royal because you need the gold. You're going to do the 2 and 2 thing.
Oh, it's going to be aggro. It's going to be
not easy to do 2 and 2 to get a gold. And then you're going to have to do the wagers, right? Which is another way to generate gold.
Well, if you do red and yellow, and then you can go tanky because everything blocks 3, so you can wait for late in the game, build up your gold as you block and swing your weapons and et cetera, leak a little bit of damage here and there. And then pop one of these, and then you get a ton of these.
mean,
And we're gonna get more gold creation cards, I'm assuming, in the set.
yeah. Well,
Like-
there are that definitely like Hold'em is a wager for. I mean, sorry, that's for vigor. It's money where your mouth is a wager for gold. So it's a I'll hit you, no you won't, no you won't sort of thing.
Yeah.
I thought there was another one, but yeah, basically, there's definitely gonna be some gold creation. So you're gonna get a bunch of these little sellsword guys out.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's just over because they aren't the easiest to remove. 2 life each, and they swing for 3. I guess they don't swinging with all of them. Like, I guess there is a kind of a shelf, or not a shelf, a plateau for the number that are useful, right? You still got to pay for them.
Right. Yeah.
So, and you don't want blue in your deck, right?
No, not really.
So you're going to be swinging with 2 and your sword for free using the special thing.
I wonder
right?
if you're going to be managing both gold and copper. Because, I mean, do you play Blood on our hands still? I'd assume, as of now, I'd assume so, but we don't know any of the cards.
Yeah, we have to see what else they have going on.
Because you're going to be probably still playing Spoils of War and other ways to create copper. And just because you aren't getting the full 6 copper, maybe, doesn't mean that you don't play them. Because there's still
maybe there's something like called money changer or something.
Yeah.
It's like change your copper into gold. For 4 copper you get a gold, or whatever the conversion is.
But you're not generating that as much copper because of you don't have the old Kasai's ability.
Fair. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Maybe she's terrible.
I mean, you still have Glint the Quicksilver. You can play 3 of those, give go again, and now you're creating a gold for drawing a card.
Wait, why do you create a gold?
For Kasai's ability.
If you also banish the reds and yellows. I gotcha, yeah.
No, the first part. If you've drawn a card this turn, your sword attacks cost 1 less.
That doesn't generate gold, though.
I didn't mean gold. I just meant...
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Value.
You get the courage value, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, you run the red and yellow hit and runs. I'm trying to think of the other draw card. I don't think there really is. Maybe with the... I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
We'll see. New cards. Always new cards.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other ways that... There's not a whole lot of ways to draw cards in Warrior unless you go generic. Who knows? We don't have a picture yet.
Nah, yeah, we gotta wait. We got some months. It's fine. We don't need to know.
January, right?
I think it's January. Yeah. January, February, something like that.
But I am very excited and fully invested in Kasai.
You're ready to go.
Yeah.
Looking at the other things that was going on in Barcelona, they did the first Living Legends official tournament. I don't know if it was a calling or Battle Hardened, what they classified it as, but Living Legends format, which had no ban restrictions. We believe, I'm pretty sure, because I think he asked the judge channel, that the errata stays for Briar, but everything else is back on the table for this format. And as you would expect, there is something like 114 Starvos.
Yep.
112, 44 Prisms, 25 Phis, and then they had a slew of others that came to the table. Briar with her ball lightnings, I'm sure. Vis with his Skeletor, Chain with Skeletor. Lexi was there, although I don't know. I don't think she really holds up in this meta. And what do you think the end result was? I know you already know.
I'm going to guess Starvo.
Yes, 16 Starvos for not only the top 8, but the second 8 too. All Starvo. It was all Starvo.
Yeah, I mean, with all the new cards.
I assumed that some of that stuff would have powered up enough to at least give him a challenge, but nope, definitely not.
It could be anything. It doesn't matter. There's not an answer to it because he rips cards from your hand. That's why he won.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
that didn't change.
Yeah, that's fair. But I assume power creep, right? I just assume that the card pool and the heroes that came after were a little bit stronger, or had a little
Sure,
bit, they were
yeah.
edging it. Just not, no, no. The answer is
Nope.
no. They did not.
No.
They did not get there. Oh, poor Starvo. So broken. The first to be banned from Living Legends. I'm pretty sure. I think after reviewing this, they'll be like, yeah, okay.
No, they
yeah.
have to keep him in Living Legend. They'll just ban cards. I don't think you can ban heroes from Living Legends.
Why not?
It defeats the point. Then you can't play them anywhere, and their whole thing is, oh, well, you can play them in Living Legend.
No, the whole thing is you can play your cards in Living Legend, not necessarily the heroes. So there's still. I'm trying to think because you still have Oldhim and you still have Bravo. Is there anything that only Starvo? Yeah, and the specialization. Doesn't he have a specialization that's only him? Yeah, you might be right. They might have to keep him. Was it just a Guardian specialization?
I think it was just
that he was using. Okay,
because he can use Bravo specialization.
Oh right, yeah, it was just a Bravo. Yeah, fair. Yeah, it wasn't him only. Yeah, so then they could ban him, and then everyone could still use all their cards except for his particular hero card. I mean, they got to. He's busted.
I don't know. I think they ban cards.
If they ban a bunch of cards, it kind of defeats the whole point of what Living Legends was supposed to be too. Which is
what if they ban cards per hero?
If they do that, then that's better because then like those cards are available to the others. Because that's the thing that was annoying. Was like because this one hero we banned Skeletor, and now that kind of ruins the other hero. You know what I mean? Or the Ranger ones, with Azalea and Lexi.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually, I like that. I hope that's what they do because if they say Starvo cannot use X, Y, and Z to power him down, then it's a little bit more interesting. I think. Yeah. Oof. It's going to be a strange format.
Yeah.
16 Starvos. Starvo.
Sounds awful.
God. Yeah, when they posted the picture, I literally fell over. I was like, oh my God, that's so bad. I remember
playing that, and the mirrors are the worst thing. They're the worst. They were not fun.
Yeah. I'm glad they did this. This was brought up also in the Discord. I'm stealing this take from one of our Discord people that are in the Discord. He's like, I'm glad they did this because now when they ban Starvo and someone complains about it, they'll just point. They'll just point at this and be like, this is why. Because it's too powerful. It's busted. We tried it. We tried it that way. It did not work. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We tried this I kind of hope they just ban him because I think the rest of it will be fine.
It's like we tried this with the best players in the world, so you can't even say.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, no, Starvo is just busted. So we'll see. If they did ban Starvo, what do you think? First Prism would probably be dominant because she was pretty strong. I don't know, because there's several times she got knocked back, so I think it actually would be an interesting format at that point.
I think there's answers for her now.
Yeah. Chain is still really good and probably the most busted after Starvo, right?
Yeah, and Bravo is also just good into Old Prism now.
Oh, actually, you know what? 5's probably good too, because Stubby Hammers and stuff. Stubbies are back. So yeah, pretty much all the ones that had like specific targeted bans, assuming they don't specifically target specific cards and try to ban them, then I don't know. We'll see how they evolve this. I'm glad they're experimenting with it. I'm glad it's finally a thing. Also interesting, I didn't expect this. Non-Living Legend heroes are allowed in a Living Legend format. Totally makes sense, but it never occurred to me. For all my head space, I always was thinking only Living Legends heroes could be played in a Living Legends format. But no, and that makes total sense. It makes total sense. I just never thought about it because I was always like, well, they only have 4 Living Legends heroes, so that would be a crappy format. I was like, okay, now they have 5, and I'm like, when are they going to do it? How many do they need? And now it's like, oh, right, they really didn't need to wait at all. Just have all the heroes in there. Totally makes sense. But yeah, what a fun weekend! Lots of cool stuff.
Absolutely.
Anything from the prize pools that have you excited?
At Worlds specifically?
Yeah, or anything that you're like, oh man, I gotta check out eBay.
No.
No, that's Sigil of Solus, man.
Yeah. Did you check it out? How much is it going for?
I don't know. I can't look because I really want it. I really want it, and I shouldn't look. I shouldn't look because I'll buy it. Yeah. You found it?
No.
Yeah, it'll take a day or two to probably list it.
I see the old one.
Yeah.
The old promo. No, I don't see any listed.
It won't be long. Tomorrow, day after.
The Singapore one's going for 300.
Yeah, that one's been pretty high for a while. I looked at that in the 200s and was very excited about it. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that. Oh no, this is the Singapore one. I gotcha. Yeah. Not the. I was thinking the one with the broken seal thing, but you're talking about the new one that they just put out. Yeah, I see that. So yeah, it'll probably be around that price. I want it, but I don't want it that much.
No.
I don't know. We'll see. It's a beautiful piece of art, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
I saw some playmats in the images that made me like, oh, when did that come out? I don't need any more playmats. I have too many playmats. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be getting a Kasai playmat when it comes out. But
of course you will. Of course you will. Yeah, those angels, man. They look so good on the playmats.
They really do.
Yeah. I would have all the angel playmats if I could.
I wonder. Oh.
What?
They better not do Centauri Saber Marvels.
Why?
Because they have the cold foil.
Oh, and the price would go down. I don't think the price would go down. No. You're still talking about a classic card from early set.
First 3 sets, yeah.
Yeah. It's not. Every time they've done that, the prices don't drop that much. They still hold. So I don't think you have anything to worry about, even if a Marvel came out. Yes, the buyer's market part of that would go down, but because it's the early sets, it's not really going to affect it much.
Well, then I might want them, and then that would feel.
Well, that's on you. That is a personal problem. That's not a market situation.
Yeah. Well, they'll have to 1, do them, and 2, them look cool because the cold foils look pretty darn baller.
Yeah. Well, very cool. Did you play any Flesh and Blood this week? No, you couldn't because of work, right?
No, yeah, work was busy.
Yeah.
Just with the holidays and stuff, and how it goes. Like, oh, you're off next week.
Double the work this week. That's right. Yeah, to make up for it. Yeah.
So that's what my week was. And then it was immediately when work was done on Friday, we headed down to Delaware for that convention. So
right on.
Then we came back, and here we are recording after I took a nap.
Well, that's good. Yeah. She got a nap. Yeah. I got to play some sorcery. It was fun. New player came to the table and went well. He made some decks and seemed to be having a really good time with it. I made a new deck with the beta stuff. It was a lot of fun. I think it's my favorite deck now. It's kind of what I've wanted to build for a while. I've been thinking about it and finally built it. There's some areas I could tweak, but it's pretty good. It's like mortals and fire, so fireballs and flame strikes and heat rays and stuff. So like lots of direct damage stuff, and then a bunch of like army dudes that can move around the board with special moves, either attack first or shoot range or whatever, things like that. And it's a blast. That game's so fun. So weird, but so fun. He was laughing so hard with it. He did our first deck. I did a water deck, and he did a water deck. So there was a lot of water, which is really weird. There's a lot of weird effects that happen when that happens. And he was having a blast with that, like dragging my guys all over the place and smashing them. He just totally wrecked me. And then I think I won the other 2 using my Earth Fire deck, which was the recent deck that I just built. Yeah. Also found out this whole time I've been playing, and I've been playing a lot, as you know. I was totally breaking rules. And the guy that I was playing with the whole time is very good at the rules. He tends to know when I'm doing something wrong, tells me. Yeah. Guess this was something that slipped through the cracks and he never realized. We assumed how it worked sometime early on and just kept going with it. And neither of us ever bothered to look it up. Turns out it does not work that way at all. That's the death dealer or whatever. It's very very specific targeted use case that does not work with any of my decks because I did not build that deck at all.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I've been cheating a lot and having fun with it. So who cares?
Nice.
Yeah. Casual games are fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll have to get together after the holidays and get some games in because it is a lot of fun. Very goofy game. Very fun, goofy game.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, anything else?
Random note about the convention. I saw a bunch of card sellers there too. It was a Comic-Con, but it wasn't really. It was more of like a toy con. Most of the places had toys or cards, or it was really weird. Like only like 3 or 4 booths actually had comics.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah. A lot of Funkos.
Like a Collecticon type thing or what?
Yeah.
Got it.
And there were like just as many with comics as there were with cards and like the glass displays of cards and stuff like that. And I walked past one and they had Magic and Lorcana and Pokemon and all this other stuff. And I was like, do you have any Flesh and Blood? And they were like, what? And I was just like, dang it. How do you not know?
What did you expect to happen there?
I don't know. I expected them to just be like, oh, no. Or just not know what it was. I don't know.
Yeah, it's still pretty small game at this point. I mean, it's definitely growing. Don't get me wrong, and it's growing very positively and getting bigger. But it's still a small game.
Yeah, there are people.
What they say? There's
Magic.
20,000 registered players right now, or something like that. Was the last count I heard.
Okay.
So maybe call it double that because it's been a while. Call it 40 or 50. Yeah. That's still. We're talking millions of Magic registered. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like by comparison, it's tiny. It's new. And it's doing great. And it's going to keep doing great. So
yeah.
It's all good.
Absolutely. Yeah. Lorcana packs were $10 each. That's wild.
God. Yeah, the new set's coming out. Hey, they upgraded Lorcana. There's Saran wrap now. It's plastic wrap. Woo! Brilliant upgrade to their product.
Imagine that.
God. Oh, man. Yep.
Yeah, it was just a interesting weekend. Met interesting people.
Well, that's fun. Yeah. I will say I have been poking around. I know I keep talking about sorcery, but for those who are curious about sorcery news, and it does not seem like there is a second wave of beta coming. And it's sold out. No one has heard word. No one has heard distributors saying anything. Like I said, I poked around to try to figure this out. The best bet everyone says is that distribution was either told or did hold back like 10% like they do sometimes, and they'll leak it out later at a higher price, of course, because it's how they roll. Sure. That's kind of the best. Now, that said, there's plenty of listings online, but not as many as you'd want.
Right.
I mean, the supply does seem awfully thin, so I don't know. There's the people in the Discord, the official Discord, seemed very much not interested in the idea of a new printing happening. So I don't know if they're going to stick with that or what, but the prices are pretty stable. They've gone up a little bit since release, but the supply seems very thin.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know how that's going to work. The good news is that you don't need that much to play, and like even the commons are very viable for a pretty competitive deck. It's not like you need the super cards, and the super cards rarely show up because you can usually only have one of them in the whole deck, and you don't get through your whole deck. So it's like, while it's cool to have cool cards that do cool things, you don't really need them to play well. But and it's replayable. The replayability is really good, but it's gonna be weird if you can't get any beta boxes unless you're paying like $1,000 a box. Or I'm making that number up, but you get me.
Yeah.
Too early for that, in my opinion. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna start buying up cards that I want that I don't have, so that I have them, because I'm worried there's gonna be a spike when all these boxes disappear.
Fair enough.
So crazy. Yeah. Did not expect that of this game. I thought they'd have wave after wave. Yeah. So guess not.
Well,
yeah. Strange days in cardboard land.
Yeah. But cool. Anything else before we hit 100 episodes next week?
Nope. Tommy will let you know when we're doing that live thing that we're doing.
Yeah. Or if it will be live. Because
yeah, it may not be
holidays.
now
It
that
may
we
not
realized
be.
it did the thing that we said we would do, which is get it done before Thanksgiving week. Whoops.
Oops.
Yeah, we knew that was coming and we forgot.
We've been
Yeah, I totally did not remember until you literally said 99 while introducing. I was like, oh no, we did that thing, didn't we? We talked about this. We talked about this. Oh well.
Oh well. Until next week, we'll catch you guys later.
Have a good one.